So more on the upside, I guess. At 2.5 years, I'm going a lot. These are dragging out quite a bit. So it's really, you got to be honest with yourself. And I think I was honest with myself about a lot of things, but I was just so brainwashed by my alcoholism that yeah. I mean, the world or the media wants to push chemicals and addictions, and drugs and alcohol, and your friends and everything is designed to keep you in bondage. I was never really a slave to the corporation. I mean, I did a certain amount of work to make enough money to keep myself comfortable where I wanted to be. And I'm really, really grateful. I'm really, really lucky to have a life that I've been independent of working for the man for the most part in my existence on the planet. But I've been working for the man far as being addicted to the drugs and alcohol for years. I mean, I started when I was before 5. You wouldn't frickin' probably believe me if I told you that's not important. But at 2.5 years, I guess, you have to figure out if you want to make it. You gotta figure out how these different influences are influencing you to live a life of denial. And there's many, many legal chemicals that are addictive that affect your brain chemistry. And your thoughts affect your brain chemistry. I guess that's basically it. At 2.5 years is I'm discovering that I'm going to look into more of the brain chemistry side of it. And I have to deal with that in order to maintain and continue my sobriety, is to deal with the brain chemistry side of it. I really have to look into that a lot. All the things that affect one's brain chemistry. And finding wholesome ways to control that. So I guess really the best one can do is be grateful for what they have and not be upset at what they don't have. I guess if you're breathing and you're alive and you can hold a few thoughts together and you have enough of awareness to realize that you're a conscious being on this planet and that you're you have food and the basic necessities, and I guess that's enough. Gratitude. Rather than the buying into, well, I need this, I need that, I need this, to make me happy, to make me content. You just need you. And to love yourself for who you are, the way you are. And I think that's one of the things we all struggle with, is we're given these imperfect bodies in this life, and we get down on ourselves because we're not doing things up to par, or what we think everybody else should do. I mean, that goes into codependency or whatever, or we should be in a different place. And I do that myself, but that's just a waste. I think really it's more better just to enjoy just the simple thing of just being alive and being able to enjoy your life no matter where you're at. Learning to be content with yourself. And if you can't do that, I guess you can try to change your circumstances as best as you can. But 2.5 years for me is a pure, it's a miracle. To be alive and have 2.5 years sober is a freaking miracle for me. Surviving cancer, surviving the life that I lived, the trauma and the abuse and the torture and all the stuff I've been subjected to. To survive all of that and have 2.5 years sober, that's great. You know, I don't buy anything hook, line, and sinker. I don't buy AA hook, line, and sinker, or any of those programs, or any belief or philosophy hook, line, and sinker, anything hook, line, and sinker. That's just the way I am. But AA got me on the path, and it got me started long enough to get that stuff out of my system, long enough to have a chance. I guess after a while, you know, I mean, like the first 90 days, you don't sleep. From what I can remember, you have trouble sleeping. I don't think I slept solid for my first year. Had a good night's sleep. And then trying not to listen to all the crazy stuff that was coming out of my mind from being brainwashed by drugs and alcohol for years since I was so young. To survive all of that. And I guess the program or hanging out with people in recovery has helped. Staying sober long enough to realize that I'm not the only one that has problems. Me, 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 me. Self-pity, self-obsessed looking at myself. Everybody has their own karma or their own thing that they're struggling with. Maybe it's not just alcohol. Everybody's struggling with something. And I'm just really, really grateful or fortunate enough that I have gotten a chance to view outside the box. To see it from a different perspective.